Hey guys, and welcome to another Pokemon challenge video, where today we're going to find out if you can beat Pokemon Yellow using the exact Pokemon that Ash Ketchum used in every major battle in the anime. The rules for this one are pretty self-explanatory. I'll be taking on each of the gym leaders and the Pokemon champion with the exact Pokemon that Ash used when he battled them in the series. That means catching and training the Pokemon that Ash caught, leveling them to the point that he leveled them, and battling with the Pokemon that he chose to use. As we're basing this on the anime, the battle style will be set, and we won't be allowed to use any items in battle. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to a video that Enter the Unknown posted where he took this challenge on in Pokemon Fire Red. Be sure to check that video out once you've finished this one. I'll put a link down in the description. But having watched that video, I thought, why not see if we can replicate that challenge, but on a game that's directly based on Ash's journey in the anime. It's worth noting going into the challenge that in the series, Ash didn't actually manage to defeat many of the gym leaders in battle. He usually just got the gym leader to pity him enough to hand over the badge. On top of that, most of his team don't evolve in the first series, perhaps inspired by Ash's own ability to never age over the years. So, with the rules and introductions out of the way, it's time to choose our starter Pokemon. I say choose, but just like Ash, there are no Pokemon left for us to choose by the time we arrive. So Professor Oak hands us an untamed Pikachu. With Pikachu on our team, we jump straight into our first battle with Gary, and wipe the floor with him with a series of Thunder Shocks. With that one out of the way, it's time to jump right into the anime plot. We head straight to Viridian Forest, where in the second episode of the anime, Ash catches himself a Caterpie. Just like Ash, we catch it first try. We're not done catching Pokemon yet though. In the very same episode, Ash adds Pidgeotto to his team, so that means we do too. We get lucky once again and capture Pidgeotto first ball. In the very same episode that Ash catches Caterpie and Pidgeotto, he also manages to evolve his bug Pokemon into a Metapod. What an action-packed episode. Then, very next episode, Metapod evolves again, this time into Butterfree. With Butterfree and Pidgeotto added to the team, it's time to get ready to face Brock. Throughout the video, I'm going to try and keep my levels for these battles either at or below the levels I believe Ash's Pokemon would have been for these battles. Luckily for us, in episode 9 of the anime, it's established that levels do exist in the anime world, at least at this early stage. So based mainly on what moves they've used and what moves they're yet to learn, I'm going to try and pin down exactly what level Ash's Pokemon would be for each of the major battles in the anime. Despite having Butterfree in his party, Ash decided to take on Brock's Rock Gym with his Pikachu and Pidgeotto, an electric type who can't hit Brock's Pokemon, and a bird who takes super effective damage from their rock moves. We're off to a great start. I have Pikachu at level 10 for this one. Pikachu hadn't used Quick Attack in the anime up to this point, and he learns that at level 11 in Pokemon Yellow, so this feels right. I have Pidgeotto a few levels higher at level 15. We saw Pidgeotto use Quick Attack back in episode 3, but we don't see Whirlwind debut until the episode after the Brock Gym battle. I placed Ash's Pidgeotto at around level 18 or 19 based on using Whirlwind in Mount Moon, but with Brock's Ace being a level 12 Onix, I left him at 15 as this felt too high. With the levels out of the way, it's time to face Brock. We lead off with Pikachu, and much like Ash found, our Pikachu can't do anything to damage Brock's Rock-type Pokemon. We can't use Ash's Sprinkler strategy from the anime, so we just begin to set up Tail Whips. Pikachu is able to land 4 before Geodude's tackles finally take down our Electric Mouse. It's all down to Pidgeotto now. After the Tail Whips reducing Geodude's defense by 4, it's an easy 2-shot for Pidgeotto, who only takes 5 damage from Geodude's tackle. Brock's Ace won't be so easy though. I know that without the Tail Whips, Pidgeotto's attacks will barely touch Onix, so I start by setting up 4 sand attacks to lower the rock Pokemon's accuracy. We get lucky as Brock wastes a few turns going for bites. After Brock lands the binds, we set up our final 2 sand attacks, and it's time to get attacking. Onix is able to hit much harder than we do, but with sand in his eyes, the Rock Snake Pokemon just can't connect. The rest of the battle is just us spamming Quick Attack and switching back to sand attack whenever Brock tries to set up a bide. Onix is able to land a couple of binds, but the rock Pokemon's accuracy isn't good enough to stop Pidgeotto taking down Brock's Ace and earning us a Boulder Badge. Next up is Cerulean City and the battle with Misty. With Pikachu refusing to battle against his friend in the anime, once again we go into this battle without our main threat. Instead, Ash goes with a team of Butterfree and Pidgeotto. Our team is quite a long way below where I believe Ash's team was for this battle, as I wanted to keep our levels broadly in line with Misty's team. In the anime, Ash's Butterfree had used Whirlwind for the first time in Mount Moon, which Butterfree learns at level 23 in Pokemon Yellow. I've decided to keep Butterfree at level 19 to stop being over-leveled. Similarly, in the anime, Pidgeotto uses Wing Attack for the first time in this battle, which would put him around level 31. this would be 10 levels above Misty's ace, so instead we're going to be at level 20. This was another of Ash's gym battles that didn't reach a conclusion, so hopefully we can go better than Ash did here. We open up with Butterfree and immediately go for the sleep powder. We get lucky with a couple of crits, and Misty's opening Pokemon is taken down in 3 hits. With Starmie out next, we immediately put the Starfish Pokemon to sleep. This gives us a free switch into Pidgeotto, who immediately begins spamming Quick Attack. Misty is only able to land 1 attack with her remaining turns wasted between Starmie being asleep, an X-Defend and a Harden, allowing Pidgeotto to take down our ace and earn us our second badge. We go back to the anime plot, and after leaving Cerulean City, Ash finds himself lost and stumbles across a hidden village which is protected by a Bulbasaur. By the end of the episode, Ash and Pikachu defeat Bulbasaur in battle to add the grass starter to the team. The very next episode, Ash finds himself on Route 24 where he runs into an abandoned Charmander. After another episode long arc, Ash eventually adds the starter Pokemon to his team. In the final episode of this 3-episode arc, Ash finally arrives in Vermilion City, which is being terrorised by a group called the Squirtle Squad. By the end of this episode, Squirtle's redemption arc is complete, and Ash has completed his Kanto starter collection. We have one final capture to check off before we can take on Lieutenant Surge, as we catch Krabby and it's transported back to Professor Oak's lab. With our Pokemon collection up to date, it's time to take on Lieutenant Surge. This is one of the most memorable gym battles of the series, with Ash's Pikachu taking on Lieutenant Surge's fully evolved Raichu. The entire plot of the episode is that Ash's Pikachu is eventually able to defeat Surge's Raichu by learning the speed moves that Surge never bothered to teach his ace, namely Quick Attack and Agility. Pikachu learns Agility at level 33, so that's where I'm placing Ash's Pikachu for this one. However, Surge's Raichu is at level 28 in the game, and, inspired by the anime, I wanted to prove that the little guy doesn't need a level advantage in this one. Unfortunately, that does mean we won't have Agility for this battle, but I felt going in at an equal level better embodied Pikachu's spirit in this episode. This was the first battle that took a couple of tries. Surge's Raichu knows Mega Punch and Mega Kick, both of which take us out in 1 hit. We start the battle by paralysing Surge's ace right away to try and limit the amount of attacks he can land on us. We then need to set up 3 Tail Whips and rely on Paralysis to give us enough turns to take the Raichu down. Surge manages to hit a couple of Thunderbolts to take us down to low health, but then we get incredibly lucky as a combination of Paralysis and Surge calling for Growls allows us to hit the 5 quick attacks we need to earn ourselves a Thunder Badge. Chalk this one up as a win for the little guy. Having beaten Lieutenant Surge, Ash then bids farewell to his Butterfree, so that's our next unfortunate task. For the first time in this video, we're going to slightly diverge from the anime plot here. In the anime, Ash challenges Sabrina next, before he takes on Erica. Unfortunately, that's not possible in the games, so we're going to head to the grass gym first. The Erica battle is another gym battle that was interrupted by Team Rocket before it could finish. However, we do get to see Ash's full team before that happens. For the grass gym, Ash uses a team of Bulbasaur, Charmander and Pikachu. Let's see where their levels are at. Bulbasaur is fairly easy to place. He just started using Razor Leaf before this battle, so I have him at level 27, which is when he learns that move in Pokemon Yellow. The other two are a lot harder to place. Pikachu had used Thunder for the first time in the battle with Sabrina, but as we're pretending that battle hasn't happened yet, we're in a tough spot. Pikachu had naturally leveled to 33 at this point in the game, so I decided to just leave him there. That leaves us with Charmander. The Fire type had been using Flamethrower for a while now in the anime, which he doesn't learn until level 38 in the game. That felt far too high to face a grass gym leader with an ace at level 32, so I decided to level up Charmander to level 31 and see what happens. Ash opens up with Bulbasaur in the anime, so I decide that's what we're going to do too. Bulbasaur is able to land a Poison Powder first turn before cutting away at the Vine Pokemon. This battle drags out with neither Pokemon really able to damage the other, but eventually Tangela takes down Bulbasaur with her health down in the reds. We send in Pikachu next, and a Quick Attack easily finishes off the Tangela. We fire off a Thunder Wave to paralyse Weepinbell. We're able to land a couple more hits before a Weepinbell Acid takes Pikachu down to the reds. We land another Quick Attack before being put to sleep. Neither Pokemon moves for a couple of turns before Weepinbell finally breaks through Paralysis to take us down to our final Pokemon. We send Charmander out, and the Fire Pokemon finishes Weepinbell off with a single Ember. Erica's ace is out next, and after our first Ember, I'm wondering if I should have gone a few levels higher on our Fire starter. Luckily, Gloom's Acid doesn't hit hard either, and a critical hit takes down Erica's ace from half health and earns us the Rainbow Badge. With Erica dealt with, we're finally able to take on Sabrina, and we hit our first real roadblock of a run. In the anime, this is a one-on-one battle, with Pikachu facing off against Sabrina's Kadabra. Pikachu uses Thunder for the first time in Ash's initial meeting with Sabrina. Pikachu learns this at level 41 in the game, so that's the level I settle on for my first try. Unfortunately, in Generation 1, the Psychic type is incredibly overpowered, with Alakazam in particular being brutal. The special stat isn't split in this generation, meaning that all of Sabrina's team stand up to our electric moves incredibly well. Add to that her Abra's Flash and her Kadabra's Kinesis constantly lowering my accuracy, and I just can't hit her Pokemon enough to even get past her Kadabra. As there's a few episodes between Ash's initial attempt where Pikachu uses Thunder for the first time and this rematch, I decided to add on a few more levels and try again. I also decided that I'll need a better physical attack than quick attack to get through this one, so I pull the TM for Double Edge out of the PC and teach it to Pikachu. According to Bulbapedia, Pikachu uses Double Edge in the Pokemon Conference match with Richie, so this is an anime accurate move, even if we are about 50 episodes early. We level up to 44, and with Double Edge added to the moveset, we were able to take down Sabrina's Kadabra fairly consistently. However, we're still nowhere near being able to take down her Alakazam. I level up to 47 and have another go, but her Alakazam is still way too strong for us. With Pikachu learning Light Screen at level 50, I decide that I level up to level 49, and if I can't win here, we'll call the run. I decide to remove Thunderbolt from Pikachu's moveset as I picked up the TM earlier, and we can relearn it after the battle. I think having Quick Attack may come in handy later in the battle when I can't take any further recoil. Sabrina leads off with Abra, and we're now faster, so a single Double Edge takes down Abra before the Psychic type can lower our accuracy. Next up is Kadabra. We get lucky as a critical hit takes down Sabrina's second Pokemon in one shot, meaning we head into the Alakazam battle without any reductions to our accuracy. Our luck continues as Alakazam goes for recover on full health, and another crit takes away 3/4 of Alakazam's health. Alakazam recovers, but we get a third crit in a row and Alakazam is down to the red. We can't take any more recoil damage, and any attacking move from Alakazam will take us down. I go for the priority move, and Quick Attack finally takes down Sabrina's final Pokemon. We have the Marsh badge, but that was the toughest battle I've had on a Pokemon game for quite a while. With Sabrina finally taken care of, it's time to head down to Fuchsia City. I head to Cycling Road and realised I'd forgotten to pick up the bicycle in Cerulean City. And after the ordeal of getting through Sabrina, I'm not in the mood to track all the way back to Cerulean. So I brute force my way through the guard and we steal a bike from somewhere as we enter Cycling Road. Wait, that doesn't sound like something Ash would do. With the bike acquired, we quickly make our way down to Fuchsia City for our 6th gym battle. For his battle with Koga, Ash selects a team of Pidgeotto and Charmander. With the way Koga's team is set up on Pokemon Yellow, this should be perfect for us. I go into this one hoping for an easy gym battle after Sabrina, but Koga proves more of an obstacle than I was expecting. I actually lost this one a couple of times, with Koga's Venomoth liking to spam double team before poisoning us with Toxic. I've got Pidgeotto at level 39 for this one. He's known Wing Attack since the Cerulean Gym battle, so must have grown a few levels since then, but we haven't seen any new moves. The next move Pidgeotto would learn in game would be Agility at level 40, so I've left him just short of that. Charmander is much easier to place. In the battle with Koga, Ash's Charmander breaks out Fire Spin for the first time, which he learns at level 46. I have Charmander at level 45 naturally, so decide to try Koga at this level, knowing I have one more level in the bank if I need it. We open up with Pidgeotto, who's able to take down Koga's opening Venonat, but not before Koga lands a Toxic to badly poison the bird Pokemon. Despite being poisoned, Pidgeotto is able to take down Koga's second Pokemon too, with the Poison Master wasting a turn by using an X attack on a Pokemon that only knows Psychic and Psybeam as damaging moves. Pidgeotto is also able to get Koga's final Venonat down to the red, before the poison finally proves too much and the bird Pokemon faints, leaving us with just Charmander. We send out the Fire Starter, who finishes off Koga's third Pokemon with a single Flamethrower. Koga's Venomoth is out last and immediately lands a Psychic for big damage. Our Flamethrower hits for just under half, and we get lucky again as Koga wastes another turn on an X attack for his special attacking bug type. A second Flamethrower leaves Venomoth in the red, and our luck continues as Koga sets up a Toxic that allows us to hit a final slash to take down his Venomoth and earn us the Soul Badge. With Koga taken care of, we can finally use Surf, and it's time to take care of something that actually happened 2 episodes before the Koga gym battle in the anime. We surf down to Cinema Island and catch ourselves a Muck to add to the team. With that taken care of, it's back to Fuchsia City for another detour and head back to the Safari Zone to catch ourselves a Tauros. We head back to Cinnabar Island and it's time to do some grinding for the Blame fight. At level 50, we finally evolve our Charmander into a Charmeleon, and 2 levels later, we evolve again into a Charizard. If you're wondering why I left it 2 levels to evolve Charmeleon, it's because I'm an idiot and I'd forgotten that we were letting our Pokemon evolve now. Muscle memory took over, I pressed B, and we had to grind out another level. Ash has 2 attempts at Blaine in the anime, but the match which he won was one of the most iconic gym battles of the series. a one-on-one matchup between Ash's Charizard and Blaine's Magmar. Blaine actually has 3 Pokemon in his Pokemon Yellow team, but Ash only used Charizard in this battle, so that means we're only going to be using Charizard too. It's not clear where Charizard was level-wise for this one. He knows all of his level up moves now. We were at level 52 by the time he evolved, so I decided that would be fine. Blaine begins the battle with his Ninetales. The Fox Pokemon is able to land a Confuse Ray to confuse us, but Charizard breaks through confusion to hit a second slash and take down Blaine's first Pokemon. Next up is Rapidash. We get unlucky as Charizard attacks himself on the first turn, and Rapidash locks us into a Fire Spin. The way Fire Spin works in Gen 1 is that it stops your opponent from attacking while dealing damage for between 2 and 5 turns. If you're faster than your opponent is, you can essentially use this to stop them from ever attacking. Luckily, we're faster than Blaine's Rapidash, and 2 slashes are enough to take down his Fire Horse. Blaine's final Pokemon is his level 54 Arcanine. Arcanine has one of the highest base stats of any Pokemon in Generation 1, so this won't be a walkover. We get lucky as Blaine continually orders takedown. I don't think that Slash was doing quite enough to take Arcanine down in 3 hits, but after we've survived the second takedown, the recoil damage done by the move was enough to ensure that our third Slash took down Blaine's final Pokemon and earned us the Volcano Badge. We head back to Viridian City for our final gym battle, but as is so often the case with Ash, his final gym battle of the series isn't exactly straightforward. For starters, he doesn't even face off against Giovanni. However, we can get a team from his battle with Jesse and James. Ash uses 4 Pokemon for this one, with Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pidgeotto and Pikachu making up our team. Bulbasaur had known Solar Beam for a while by this point of the anime, so I have him at level 48, which feels the lowest he could possibly be. For Squirtle, we know he hasn't used Hydro Pump yet and won't learn it until the Orange Islands, but he has known Skull Bash for 30 odd episodes at this point, so based on that, level 40 felt about right. Pidgeotto is harder to place. We see Double Edge for the first time in Ash's battle with Jesse and James, but Pidgeotto doesn't learn that by level up in Pokemon Yellow. Pidgeotto was at level 41 naturally at this point, so I decided that was okay. Similarly for Pikachu, we don't have any clues to go by from any new moves, so I've left him at level 51, which is where he was naturally. Giovanni's biggest threats in this battle are his 2 Nidos, who both know Thunder to nullify our Squirtle. The Rocket Boss kicks off with his Dugtrio, and we get lucky as a 3-headed Pokemon misses a sand attack before going down to a Razor Leaf. Persian is out next and we immediately put the cat to sleep. We switch out to Pikachu as Persian is the only Pokemon that Pikachu can really hurt in this battle. We miss a couple of Thunderbolts allowing Persian to wake up. Once Persian wakes up, Pikachu is finally able to land a Thunderbolt, getting a critical hit and taking down Giovanni's second Pokemon. Nidoqueen is out next and thanks to her Thunder there's no safe switch, so we leave Pikachu out there and begin spamming Double Edge. Giovanni wastes a turn setting up a guard spec, allowing us to hit 2 more Double Edges before Nidoqueen lands a devastating Earthquake that rips up the battlefield and takes down our Pikachu. We switch into Squirtle, hoping that Thunder misses, but luck is against us this time, and Squirtle's taken down before he can even move. We go into Pidgeotto next, hoping to get in some extra damage before sending in Bulbasaur. After both Pokemon miss moves on the first turn, we get lucky as Nidoqueen switches to Double Kick, doing very little to our bird Pokemon. This allows us to get Nidoqueen down to the red and in perfect one-shot range for Bulbasaur. Nidoqueen finally goes for a Thunder with Pidgeotto on 9 HP, which just seems like a waste at that point. We send out Bulbasaur, who finishes off Nidoqueen with a Razor Leaf. Giovanni sends out Nidoking next, and this is the big threat. Nidoking hits hard, so we immediately look to put him to sleep. Our first Sleep Powder misses, but Nidoking goes for 2 Leers in a row, allowing us to put him to sleep second time round. This allows Bulbasaur to get off 3 Razor Leafs and take out Giovanni's most dangerous Pokemon without taking a single hit point of damage. Spoilers for my next video. Giovanni's final Pokemon is his Rhydon. I'm confident we have this one in the bag, but a missed Razor Leaf nearly gives me a heart attack. Luckily, Giovanni wastes another turn using a guard spec, and Bulbasaur doesn't make the same mistake second time round, taking down Rhydon and earning us our final badge. With our badge case filled, all that's left to do is grind up and prepare for our final challenge. Ash didn't take on the Elite Four in the anime, instead taking part in the Pokemon League Conference tournament. While Ash does later take on Lorelei in the Orange Islands and Agatha in the Battle Frontier series, both are one-on-one battles and happen much later in Ash's story arc. With that said, I'm going to skip over the Elite Four, but we do have one final challenge for Ash's team, the Champion Battle with Gary. I wanted to use Ash's Pokemon Conference team for this one, meaning we have a decision to make. Ash uses 7 Pokemon throughout the conference, using both Krabby and Muck in the preliminary rounds. Ash calls on his Muck for the Grass preliminary round, where the Poison Pokemon is able to take down Jeanette's Bellsprout to win Ash the round. Ash calls on his Krabby for the Water preliminary, where the Crab Pokemon sweeps Mandy's entire team and finishes the battle as a Kingler. Ash then used Kingler once again in his Ice preliminary round, where it successfully defeated a Cloyster before being taken down by an Arcanine. Based on Ash using Krabby twice and Muck only once, I decided to take Krabby with us for the champion battle. I know I said I wouldn't show any of the Elite Four, but during our battle with Bruno, just like for Ash in the anime, our Krabby evolves into a Kingler. And with that out of the way and our team fully healed, it's time for the final battle of this challenge. Ash against Gary, and this is the team we'll be going with. First we have Kingler at level 36 with Stomp and Crab Hammer. I'd been using Krabby as my Surf and Strength user throughout this run, so his moveset for the champion battle will just be those two moves. Next up is Pidgeotto, who's at level 45 with the moves Wing Attack, Quick Attack, Sand Attack and Agility. Squirtle is at level 46. He still can't learn Hydro Pump, as he didn't use it until the Orange Islands, so the only addition to his moveset is Skull Bash. We have Bulbasaur at level 50 with the same moveset as he had for Giovanni. Pikachu is up at level 58 with the moveset Thunderbolt, Double Edge, Thunder and Quick Attack. Pikachu and Charizard are going to be our big weapons in this battle, much like in most of Ash's battles in the anime. Finally, Charizard is at level 61. He pulled us through the Elite Four almost single-handedly off-screen and has the moveset Flamethrower, Fire Spin, Slash and Seismic Toss. So without further ado, let's get into it. Gary opens up the battle with his level 61 Sand Slash. We decide to open up with Kingler, who's giving up 25 levels here. A Crab Hammer takes Sand Slash down to half, but a Slash destroys the Crab Pokemon. We switch into Bulbasaur. The Grass Starter hits a Razor Leaf to take Sand Slash down to the red, and Gary chooses to go for a Poison Sting. This allows us to hit a second Razor Leaf and tie this one up. Alakazam is out next and we look to set up a Sleep Powder, but Bulbasaur goes down immediately to a devastating Psychic. With Gary's most powerful Pokemon out in the field, we decide to go into our own. Charizard is out and a Slash takes Alakazam down to the red. Gary uses a full Restore and then Alakazam uses Recover, but they can't stall forever and a third Slash takes down Gary's Alakazam. Gary sends out Exeggutor next, so we switch to a super effective Flamethrower. We get lucky with the burn, which means Exeggutor's Stomp does nothing. A second Flamethrower takes down Exeggutor and we're really on top now. Magneton is out next and we decide to stay in. A Slash takes away over half of Magneton's HP, but the Magnet Pokemon immediately paralyzes Charizard. A Thunderbolt nearly knocks out our Fire Dragon, but Charizard is able to hold on and deliver a second Slash to take down Magneton. Cloyster's out next, but unfortunately the paralysis means I have to sacrifice Charizard to a Clamp for a free switch into Pikachu. A Thunderbolt does big damage, but Cloyster fires back with an Ice Beam. Pikachu lives the hit and we don't get frozen, so a second Thunderbolt gives us an easy 2-hit KO. Gary's final Pokemon is his Flareon. We decide to switch out to Pidgeotto to give him a piece of the action. Flareon misses a Fire Spin and we deliver a Quick Attack, but that doesn't do much. We do even less damage after Flareon's Reflect, but Pidgeotto doesn't last long as a Flareon Flamethrower takes down the bird Pokemon. This gives us a free switch into Squirtle, meaning we've got every member of the team involved in this final showdown. Squirtle opens up with a Bubble Beam that takes around a third of Flareon's health. A Flareon Quick Attack takes Squirtle down into the red, but we benefit from some really questionable AI as Gary selects Reflect twice in a row to allow Squirtle to deliver 2 more Bubble Beams to crown us Pokemon League champion. And with that, we've made it through every major battle in Pokemon Yellow, using the exact Pokemon that Ash used in the anime. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've got any suggestions for any more Theme Team challenges, let me know down in the comments. I'm aware this wasn't the hardest challenge, but I really enjoyed the research to put this challenge together. I've got some much harder Pokemon challenges lined up for the channel, so if they're your thing, subscribe to the channel and press the bell to be notified when they go up. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.